Yes, Dr. Gulgudai, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. So yes, the Balochistan budget reflects some gender-sensitive planning in educational sector, in a sense that a significant allocation of Pakistani rupees 500 million has been made for the establishment of 100 new girls' school across the province. In addition to that, the government has also extended or expanded early childhood education program to 100 centers, which is a positive step towards foundational learning, especially for girls. Apart from it, Pakistani rupees 3 billion has been allocated under the HEC funds for scholarships expected to benefit both male and female students equally. Now, it is important to mention that there is no separate or comprehensive strategy focusing especially on including the disproportionately low literacy rate among adult women or these in tribal and far-flung areas. The absence of gender disaggregated educational plan remains a gap. So yes, to some extent, they included gender-sensitive planning in their educational sector, but unfortunately, it is not like we can say that it was 100% or 50% equity-based or gender-sensitive budgeting for females in Pakistan. Under their educational planning for females, but this is for both male and female, that they initiated school meal program for 46 schools in Balochistan. So this was the reflection. Thank you.
Dr. Gulgudai, I have one more question from you. And specifically, this is we will see this from the perspective of Balochistan. For example, in this current budget, do you think so? Are there any initiative in the public sector development program focused on empowering women through the microfinance, livestock, or handicraft programs in Balochistan?
Yes, Dr. Asma. The public sector development programs are included in this budget initiative designed to empower women, particularly in the areas of livestock management, traditional handicrafts, and vocational training, entrepreneurship, and home-based work programs. But these initiatives are welcome step by considering the informal economic roles that many women play in Balochistan. However, PSDP does not provide specific budget amount or geographic distribution of these initiatives, making it difficult to evaluate their potential impact or inclusivity. Like, for example, in the welfare development department, they had introduced QMAC endowment fund policy, which is for education or business unit or for helping them to earn or to meet their livelihood on monthly basis. But these initiatives are a welcoming step, but not for inclusively for the females of the Balochistan to reduce the equity gap in the gender sensitive budget. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gulgudai, for such insightful your views. Now we have now we would like to invite Dr. Saima Ilyas. Dr. Saima Ilyas, are you there?
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, I am here.
Okay, Dr. Saima Ilyas. First of all, we welcome you to the.
I am not doctor. I am.
We welcome you to this.
I am.
Okay,
I
you
am
are not a
PhD
doctor.
scholar. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
PhD
you.
scholar. Let me
Yes.
introduce you. You are a
Yes,
basic subject specialist in the AJK Pakistan, and you are also a member of the Pakistan Economic
Yes,
Council.
exactly.
Okay, so
Yes,
Simon,
yes, yes.
I would like to ask, do you think so, as you belong from the AJK?
Ji, assalamu alaikum and very good morning to everyone. Feeling truly honored to be here, and I would like to begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to Pakistan Economic Frontier, for giving me opportunity to speak on such important topic, which is very important, not for women, but also for the inclusive development of education. Like कि जब हम budget की बात करते हैं, we are not only talking about budget, we are talking about numbers, figures, and allocations. But like IGK का अगर budget देखते हैं तो 51% जो population है, total population का women 51% है. तो क्या जो है वो बजट जो आया है इसमें वुमेन को उतना फोकस्ड किया गया है या वुमेन की टॉपिक है विच यू आर डिस्कसिंग डॉक्टर अस्मा एंड आई एम हियर.
जी
आई एम ऑडिबल टू
यस साइमा, आप यू आर ऑडिबल, बस आपकी तरफ से डिस्टॉर्शन है, बट यू कैन कंटिन्यू. डॉक्टर साइमा इलियास, you are audible.
Yes, here is distortion. I don't know why, and I don't know how
आज
to
बारिश भी
to
है,
remove
तो
this.
बारिश की वजह से शायद जो है वो डिस्टॉर्शन शायद ज्यादा है आपकी तरफ है. सो
जी, इस्लामाबाद में बहुत हैवी रेन हुआ सुबह, लगता है उसकी वजह से कोई इंटरनेट का मसला है. तो
जी अच्छा, साइमा इलियास, एज यू हैव अ डिस्टॉर्शन,
सॉरी, मुझे बिल्कुल समझ नहीं.
हाँ जी, सो वी कैन मूव टुवर्ड्स.
Yes, please, you can move to another.
Yeah.
Yes, another. Then I will try to. Okay.
Professor Samina Khalil, are you there?
Yes, Dr. Asma, I'm here. I'm sorry, I had to switch to another computer क्योंकि उसमें थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी. So but the internet problem is still in Karachi also, and it's very unstable.
so इसका मतलब है मैम हमें आज बजट के हवाले से इसी इंटरनेट पे बात करनी चाहिए.
Yes.
So first of all, I would like to briefly introduce Professor Dr. Samina Khalil. She is basically served as a former director, Pakistan Applied Economic Research Center, University of Karachi, and she is also the member of the Pakistan Economic Frontier. So Professor Dr. Samina Khalil, I invite you this session of the budget from perspective of the woman perspective. So I have a short question. Dr. Samina, do you think so? The budget, this budget has addressed the safety of the women in urban centers like Karachi through social protection or law enforcement funding. Are there any special arrangements for the women in this current budget?
Okay, thank you. Well, first of all, I like to thank you as well as the economic formal economic frontier, and this is also something which is very close to my heart. I'm not putting camera on because this internet problem is going to come again, because I want to ensure that it remains stable. You're talking about basically with respect to the SINS for provincial budget of the current one, 2025-26. So there are several measures. I mean, it is completely, I think it's a provincial specific kind of, because it is a, I didn't find anything very, very prominent or very, measurable kind of measures, especially for women in the federal budget. But the Sindh government this time has very specifically targeted some measures with very high commitments, which are related to the women's empowerment. Like, for example, especially for the welfare of the women. Like they have included the Benazir Women Agriculture Workers Assistance Program. I think this is for the first time they have come up with it. And they have also committed to register almost 78,000. Yeah, I think it's 78,000 plus farmers. And also there is another very, very specific measure, which is in the benefit of the welfare of women. That is Benazir Hari card for the social protection and the initiatives to open bank account for over 800,000 households. So this is, I think, a very, very specific and very women targeted. Now, as I said, that Benazir Hari card this is actually potentially through access to various government services and benefits. And about the financial inclusion, this budget has includes provision for, opening accounts, as I said. But I think for that, the women and especially the young women who are mostly in need of money, as well as, they want to put their salaries in bank through, they want to get their salaries through banks as required by the government. So it is a very good initiative. And also, which is something very intriguing for me, that the government has announced to distribute 1,000 electric scooters to women. I mean, promoting their mobility and independence. I think it's a very good kind of a measure that the Sindh government has taken. And I hope and I really look forward to such measures to be implemented very carefully. As far as the healthcare system is concerned, an increased healthcare sector, budget of 326.5 billion. It's a kind of an 8% increase and a focus on the universal healthcare. That is going to be beneficial for women. And above all, as education is the most important subject for me at least, and it has to be for everybody, the government has announced in this budget of upgrading primary schools, including 20 girls primary schools, and with the Japanese government's assistance and support. So I think they have done a lot of they have taken a lot of measures to develop the for the development and welfare of the women. And I'm not sure about the other provinces, but for this time, I feel that the Sindh government has very seriously taken the welfare of the women and girls. If we see this budget from the gender perspective, so there was a great need of there was a great urgent need for a more inclusive and gender sensitive and equitable budget. And there was a great challenge which was faced by the female are still facing all these kind of problems, especially the female entrepreneurs, and the insufficient attention is given to the women from especially the rural areas. So this is going to definitely help a lot, especially the rural women, and also the women who are in the urban peripheral areas. They are going to benefit a lot, provided I would actually try to emphasize, or provided these measures are very seriously implemented. Implementation is the main issue.
Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Samina. But I also would like to ask you one more question with respect to the clean water and sanitation, because we all see that in our country there are also shortage of the water. So specifically with reference to the Sindh, do you think so? Are there any measures taken by this government to improve access to clean water and sanitation, especially for women in the urban slums?
You see, especially the development portfolio in the annual development program, it has been rationalized to rupees 520 billion. So it's a like a 20% reduction due to anticipated, federal transfers shortfalls. So because of this shortfall, there are various schemes which are related to water and sanitation. Maybe they are not going to be materialized and implemented, but still I feel that a significant infrastructure upgradation, it is being planned for Karachi especially, which is and the urban peripheral areas. So what the government has announced is includes the infrastructure development like road rehabilitation and the improvement to sewerage and water supply across multiple districts. But the question remains, if the reduction in the annual development program and the development portfolio of such kind, 20% reduction, how the government is going to do it, it is still, I would still wait to see how they are going to implement it. And the urban transport in Karachi, it's a very, it's playing a havoc with the city's transport problem. So they have committed, the government of Sindh has committed that they are going to expand with the introduction of, let's say, Pakistan's first 50 electric buses, with plans to add another like 100 by August this year. So what Karachi needs, especially being the Pakistan's the biggest city, so that what it needs is the urban transport, a very kind of a rapid transit system project, and the probably which includes the yellow line, which is nearing completion. But how long it takes to complete and why there's so much delay, which is creating a lot of hazards in the city. So this remains to be seen. Another is, actually, you asked me about this water and sanitation.
Mm.
There is there, yes, as I said to you, but how they're going to do it, given the fact that annual development program allocation has been slashed. So it remains to be seen. Okay, thank you.
Professor Samina, ये जो shelter homes and crisis centers हैं all over Pakistan are working. सिंध के हवाले से आपको लगता है कि इस करंट बजट में कुछ जो है वो इस तरह के इनिशिएटिव्स लिए गए हैं, especially have they provided any funds for shelter, crisis centers or legal aid for the women affected by the domestic or gender based violence in सिंध में काफी काम कर रहे हैं इदारे, इस तरह के NGOs हैं जो
No,
कि
but I think the government has actually, I haven't seen anything in this budget to support the NGOs, especially because NGOs are supposed to get their funding from outside, from the international donor agencies. So the government, can channelize through these all this funding through the government departments, but the government itself, as I said, if they say that we don't have money for the development of, and in the annual development program, I think there is no such thing which has been mentioned, especially in this, through the resources of government.
Thank you so much, Professor Samina, for providing us this useful information. Now, I would like to switch to our next key speaker, Dr. Saima Khan. Dr. Saima Khan, are you there? Dr. Saima Khan?
Yes, please, I'm here.
First of all, Dr. Saima Khan, welcome to the session. And you are representing Punjab. I'm also so. Dr. Saima Khan, let me briefly introduce. She is serving as the head of the Department of the Global Studies at GC University, and she is also the member of. I would like to ask, do you think so? This budget presented in 25-26 allocated sufficient funds for girls' education, particularly in southern Punjab. Do you think so? There is specifically anything for the girls? लड़कियों के लिए, ख़वातीन के लिए कुछ है?
मैं अपना analysis का first of all I would like to tell the dimension of my analysis. My analysis, because I'm not purely economics person, I'm more of looking at the aspects of social, anthropological, how it is going to impact culture and everything. I'm going to look at that. So my analysis is more of qualitative base. Okay, now if you look at the budget, despite the fact I said that I would not discuss about these terms, लेकिन मैं थोड़ी सी terms को बाद में लेके आऊंगी, लेकिन the most important point which is mentioned here is that the government of Punjab is labeling their budget as people-friendly budget. So when we're talking about people-friendly budget, it means that it is inclusive according to them. Which means it is inclusive to the upper class, to the lower class, to the girls, women, men, children, everyone. So it is a very general, inclusive, people-friendly budget. So the term defines everything, that there is no specific allocation It's generally for everyone, but there would not be any specification for any segment of the society. They are targeting people, of course, not elite, but people friendly, the people who are living there. So that doesn't mean that it is going to target women specifically. So when you're talking about education sector, despite the fact they have increased their budget, and this is a massive budget if you compare it with the previous budget. Last time it was, I think, four something billions, and this time it is 5 billion something billions. So it is a massive budget. There's no doubt about it, and it is people friendly. So it is more about development, and they have targeted three dimensions very much: infrastructural development, people development in terms that, how they are individual development or human development, you may call that. And number third, digital development. So if you look at that, mm, women would be beneficial of that, but at the same time, they would not be. They would be beneficial, for instance, if there's infrastructural development or if there is development in the internet, it would be beneficial for everyone. But if we're not targeting women specifically, and which always happens, then it means that we are masking all the problems which women are having. And if you're talking about education, despite the fact education budget has been increased a lot, but it is not specifically targeting the development of women. What to talk about, South or North? Yes, there is one university which will be developed in Laya, but that is not women-specific university or what would be for women. And even the universities which are already developed, what is the status of women over there? How are they performing? What facilities do they have? That's not there. The focus is on general upgrading of the society, general development. And I can understand that there might be two reasons. Number one, that the chief minister, she is a woman, but she has to, though it was expected that she would be working more for the women, but at the same time, as we all know, that women are always facing one of the barrier as well, that if they are women, they would forget other development and masculine dimensions of the development and budget. So I believe that presenting such kind of budget, that barrier has, it has been taken to be diminished, or I would say that it has been tried to blur that, development work can be done by women and everyone. School budgets have been increased. For instance, meal plan has been introduced. Now, meal plan is for all the children. It is not specifically for women. But yes, of course, indirectly, it can assist women how that, women are generally worried that their children, they have not eaten anything, or if there are women who are below poverty line, they might not have enough food for their children. So having meals in the school would definitely benefit women, that now they're relaxed, that their children are eating something. Number two, that if they don't have any money, their sufficient budget, which goes towards the food, it is now balanced out. So in this sense, indirectly, of course, it is benefiting women. But if you're talking about directly, no, directly, there's nothing much.
बिल्कुल ठीक कह रही हैं डॉक्टर साइमा आप। डॉक्टर साइमा, आप पंजाब से बिलोंग करती हैं, मेरा ताल्लुक भी पंजाब से है, और पूरे पाकिस्तान में ऑल पीपल आर कंप्लेनिंग दैट पंजाब एंड सिंध, जैसे डॉक्टर समीना जो है सिंध को रिप्रेजेंट कर रही है, एवरीवन इज कंप्लेनिंग दैट पंजाब एंड सिंध आर टेकिंग द मेजर पार्ट ऑफ द बजट। तो आपको क्या लगता है कि आप पंजाब से हैं, आपको कैसा लगता है कि व्हाट इंसेंटिव्स हैव बीन इंट्रोड्यूस्ड फॉर वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स इन पंजाब अंडर द न्यू फिस्कल पॉलिसी? डू यू थिंक सो कि अगर हम अमीर प्रोविंसेस से हैं तो हमारे लिए कुछ स्पेशल इनिशिएटिव लिए गए हैं?
अच्छा, आई वुड डिवाइड योर क्वेश्चन इनटू टू पार्ट्स, ठीक है? और उससे पहले भी थोड़ा सा आपको वो एक बैकग्राउंड भी बता दूं। एक तो मैं इसमें एक आपने कहा कि टेकिंग मच ऑफ द पार्ट ऑफ द बजट, द रिच प्रोविंसेस, दिस इज एन एंटायरली डिफरेंट डिबेट। और दूसरी बात, part है entrepreneurs के लिए कितना fix किया गया. So that is an entirely different part, and the answer would definitely be different. But उससे पहले मैं आपको एक interesting बात बता दूं. Yes, I do belong to Punjab, but I have spent sufficient part of my life in Karachi. अभी भी मैं वैसे कराची में बैठी हूँ. And then I have been moving in different parts of the countries. I have stayed in Gilgit-Baltistan for sufficient time, generally because of the husband's transfer, but at the same time for my own research as well. Punjab की मैं बहुत different parts में हूँ, and even KPK, almost like my children say we belong to the whole Pakistan. So I'm like that. So I can, you know, the vision is very permeable for me. I know what all the provinces, they have complaints from the Punjab, but at the same time, I know the position of Punjab. अब आ जाते हैं इस बैकग्राउंड को बताने के बाद में फिर अब आपके क्वेश्चन के पास आ जाती हूँ कि बड़े सूबे ले लेते हैं सब कुछ. You know, this kind of, I always feel this kind of opinions are built always when we are not connected with each other, when we do not have full grown knowledge about, you know, the other societies. Geographically, population wise, Punjab and then Sindh are definitely the bigger ones. There's no doubt about it. But at the same time, if you compare their cultures and if you compare their population, they're extremely very heterogeneous. वहां पे पॉवर्टी, फॉर एग्जांपल, आप अगर गिलगित बल्तिस्तान की बात करेंगे, उनका एक पॉवर्टी लेवल उतना नीचे नहीं है जितना कराची और लाहौर का आपको मिलेगा. वो शहर है और वो सूबा है. But you'll find so much, you know, difference in the class system within Karachi and within Lahore as compared to the whole Gilgit-Baltistan. Secondly, yes, there are few provinces like Balochistan है, उसके कुछ far flung areas हैं जिसको कि हम compare नहीं कर सकते. उनकी resources और सब कुछ काफी problematic हो जाता है. अच्छा, अब and then secondly, population बहुत है. There's a lot of population over here के और हर population की needs भी entirely different है. और उस नीड को डील करना भी इंटायरली डिफरेंट है. और जब जितने लोग होंगे, जाहिर बात है एक घर में 5 खाने वाले हैं और एक घर में 1 खाने वाला है, तो 5 को ज्यादा पैसे मिलेंगे, 1 को कम मिलेंगे. देयर इज नो डाउट. डिफरेंस कहाँ पे आता है? डिफरेंस आता है व्हेन वी आर एलोकेटिंग द अमाउंट फॉर द डेवलपमेंटल प्रोजेक्ट एज वेल. उसके अंदर फॉर इंस्टेंस अगर हमारे पास बलूचिस्तान है, तो आप बलूचिस्तान के अंदर वहां पे अगर बेसिक फैसिलिटीज भी नहीं है, सो फॉर दोस बेसिक फैसिलिटीज देयर शुड बी मोर एलोकेशन ऑफ बजट एंड दैट शुड बी डन एट फर्दर लेवल. जबकि बड़े शहरों में वो कम होगी. बट एट द सेम टाइम डेवलपमेंट बजट के अंदर, फॉर इंस्टेंस जिस तरह डॉक्टर समीना खलील ने भी बताया, कराची अब बहुत ज्यादा लोग रह रहे हैं और वो रिसोर्सेज भी बहुत ज्यादा यूज हो रही हैं, तो डेफिनेटली फॉर द रिफर्बिशिंग एंड मेंटेनेंस द चार्जेस वुड बी मोर. So, you know, sweeping generalizations are always very problematic. That's something, you know, we always do, and general public always do, but as experts and as a scholar, we can't do that. So within development budget, there would be multiple budgets, और उसके अंदर फिर multiple चीजें आएंगी. For example, जिस तरह government हमेशा जब government employees की pays को बढ़ाती है, तो जिन provinces में government employees ज्यादा हैं, definitely budget will go more to them. जो provinces target ही नहीं करते government employee को, तो उधर कम बजट जाएगा. So budget is not I don't think budget is going to be homogeneous or it is going to be the same for everyone, and it shouldn't be, because जैसा मैंने अभी कहा ना कि people friendly budget भी जब कहा गया है पंजाब के अंदर, तो definitely it is taking note of everyone, but at the same time there are differences between the gender and there are different requirements. For example, अगर transportation की आप बात करती हैं, तो transportation तो रखी गई है, गुजरांवाला है, वहां के लिए रखी गई है, लाहौर के लिए रखी गई है, इस किस्म की transportations रखी गई हैं. But the point is, are women safe to travel from Lahore to Gujranwala or within the city with that? That's also a question. So what kind of transportation has been managed? So in that sense, we would need a part. And of course, we always feel very much, you know, antagonistic arguments, and we always feel a lot of, you know, the arguments against this debate. women needs are different for, and even within women there are different needs. Mother की need different होगी, married women की need different होगी, और जो unmarried women हैं और जो young हैं उनकी needs different होगी, and we have to address that. For example, transportation, entrepreneurship की अभी आपने इसका बात की, entrepreneurship for the young girls who are studying would be entirely different. But एक जो मैरिड खातून है या एक वो खातून जो मेच्योर है जिसने पूरा घर चलाना है, उसकी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की जो डिमांड्स हैं वो entirely डिफरेंट होंगी. एंड देन सिमिलरली एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की डिमांड्स वो जो खातून जो कि एक अच्छे क्लास से बिलोंग करती है उसकी डिफरेंट होंगी, और एक जो बिल्कुल लोअर डिमांड से उसकी जो है वो डिमांड्स डिफरेंट होंगी. सो वी हैव to look at that, and this is probably was expected from the female chief minister. But of course abhi right now the way I've said ke being a female she also has a challenge कि अगर वो masculine needs को भी पूरी जो overall हमारा budget masculine budget होता है, to be very honest, उसको अगर वो नहीं लेके जाएंगी तो कहेंगी she is incompetent. So हाँ वो एक fight of incompetency और competency भी आ जाती है, which we need to see. So entrepreneurship के लिए अगर आप देखेंगी तो as such again I don't find any allocation. I'm not an economics person, so you know किसी ने economics के ज़्यादा डिटेल में पढ़ा होता, they may take out, but the point is whatever I have read कोई specific चीज मुझे नजर नहीं आई. But the point is कि वहां पे अगर आपकी इंटरनेट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अच्छा हो रहा है तो हमारी जो बच्चियां हैं जो अपने चैनल्स बनाती हैं और उनकी स्पीड अच्छी हो जाती है, या वो अपनी पढ़ाई कर रही हैं, you know, वो अपनी आर्टिकल्स डाउनलोड अच्छे कर लेती हैं, या देयर आर वुमेन हु आर वर्किंग फ्रॉम होम, उनकी वो स्पीड अच्छी हो जाती है, तो ऑफ कोर्स दैट इज गोइंग टू बेनिफिट देम. बट स्पेसिफिकली इफ यू से नो आई कांट.
सो डॉक्टर साइमा, आपने बहुत इसको डीपली जो है वो इस अपना एनालिसिस पंजाब के बारे में डिस्कस किया. अभी आपने अपनी डिस्कशन में लेकर आई हैं कि ट्रांसपोर्ट भी रखी गई है मुल्तान, लाहौर और फैसलाबाद के लिए, लेकिन स्पेसिफिकली इफ आई आस्क अबाउट आर देयर एनी जेंडर रिस्पॉन्सिव urban transport initiatives to improve mobility? For example, in Punjab, in Rawalpindi, Islamabad specifically, I can see the metro bus जो आपकी है उसमें जो स्टार्ट में है उसमें सिर्फ फीमेल्स होती हैं और एंड पे और जो है फीमेल्स के लिए भी कुछ इनिशिएटिव लेकर. तो आपको लगता है पंजाब में ओवरऑल इस दफा कुछ ऐसा कुछ किया गया है?
अच्छा देखिए, लाहौर में तो ऑलरेडी ऐसी ट्रांसपोर्टेशन है, ऑरेंज ट्रेन्स, यू नो. But if I say specifically for women, देखिए मैंने वो जो सेक्शन डिवाइड हुआ होता है ना, मैं वैसे ही उसके बड़े अगेंस्ट हूँ. Why am I against it? ड्राइवर के साथ आपने खवातीन को बिठाया होता है, ठीक है. And because when I was doing ethnography, मैंने तो बहुत ट्रैवल की है, वो अपना शीशे सही करके बहुत अच्छे तरीके से आपका नजारा भी कर.
अच्छा ला 2 बजे सुनो यमुना.
So Dr. साइमा, अभी जब जैसे आपने कहा कि ड्राइवर के साथ बिठाया, तो do you think so the women should be provided with the opportunities to drive heavy motor vehicles?
Exactly. देखिए यहाँ पे लाहौर के अंदर तो एक बहुत अच्छा इनिशिएटिव स्कूटीज का बहुत है, and you can see a lot of girls you know riding on the scooties, and they're going very confidently. And even I think Chief Minister Sahiba, she introduced as well a scooty program, but unko बहुत criticism मिली थी that you know now where we are heading to. विमेन के लिए एक तो वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेटली लाहौर के अंदर एक वो बाइक लेन भी बनी थी, बट आवर बाइकर्स नेवर वेंट इनटू दैट बाइक लेन. ठीक है, लाहौर की ट्रैफिक और पंजाब की ट्रैफिक कंपैरेटिवली बहुत बेहंगम है, कोई भी कहीं से भी घुस सकता है, एंड वी ऑलवेज हैव टू बी एक्सट्रीमली वेरी कॉशियस, बी इट रावलपिंडी, बी इट लाहौर, बी इट गुजरांवाला. ठीक है, वो कहीं से भी कभी भी घुस के आ सकते हैं, अपनी लेन में नहीं रहते. तो यू नो इस किस्म के इनिशिएटिव्स भी, then you know how we are managing the traffic, that would assist in. देखिए इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में सिर्फ और सिर्फ ये नहीं आता कि आपने ब्रिजेस वगैरह कितने बना दिए, वो भी बन रहे हैं. आई नो दैट दोज आर आल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट, बट यू नो देयर आर अदर थिंग्स आल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट. उसके अंदर ये सिविक सेंस के लिए कितना बजट एलोकेट किया गया है, दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. क्योंकि अगर एक खातून एक खातून आराम से जाना चाहती है ट्रैफिक में, जहां पे उसको कोई लड़का तंग ना करे, तो she should be provided with a separate lane. Such kind of concepts have they been introduced? और किस किस्म का बजट है? सिर्फ सादा पेंट नहीं कर दिया जो 2 बारिश के बाद धुल जाएगा। कंक्रीट के अंदर पेंट को मिक्स करके उसके बाद रोड बनाई जा रही है, जो कि हमेशा रहेगा। So there are so many other things which have to be there. देखिए, women friendly बजट होने के लिए कोई बहुत स्पेसिफिक और बहुत एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी चीजें नहीं करनी पड़ती, except for few, which I've always been speaking in multiple conferences. I've written even in my PhD thesis. तो वो ये कि जो खवातीन को बहुत एक अच्छी चीज चाहिए होगी, those are probably good washrooms at a little distance. And then for the women who are mothers with the little babies, they might be needing some rooms, feeding rooms, where they can sit down with the children and they can feed them. तो ये सारी चीजें आई थिंक, और इसी तरीके से ट्रांसपोर्टेशन की भी अगर आप बात करें, तो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन कुछ तो स्पेसिफिक सेगमेंट्स बनाने होंगे, मुझे लगता है पिछले सेगमेंट्स बनाने चाहिए इन फ्रंट ऑफ इंस्टेड ऑफ फ्रंट सेगमेंट्स, बट एट द सेम टाइम देयर शुड बी सम पिंक buses as well, जिसके अंदर जब मदर्स अपने बच्चों को भेज रही हैं, then she should be relaxed कि मेरी बेटी सेफली आ रही है, मेरी बेटी के साथ कुछ भी नहीं होगा, कोई इसके साथ परवर्ट नहीं बैठा होगा, कोई इसको अनवांटेड टचिंग नहीं हो रही, कोई अनवांटेड सीइंग नहीं हो रही, व्हिच इज सो वेरी वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट। तो जब हम ट्रांसपोर्टेशन देख रहे हैं, तो ये मुझे लगता है ये तो ओवरऑल बजट है, where amounts are playing and the numbers are being played with, but ये जो क्वालिटेटिव एनालिसिस होता है, ये मेरे ख्याल में उस बजट के अंदर बाद में उसकी डिविजन्स में आना चाहिए। This is something very important. And then, of course, Orange Train is a very, very good initiative. मुझे पता है मेरी students उसका कितना advantage लेती हैं, और being, staying in the countries abroad, ये trains कितना assist करती हैं खवातीन को travel करने में, और ये metros भी। किसी feminist ने एक दफा कहा था कि whenever I go to any city of the world, first I see what kind of local transportation is there, because that tells how the people are looked after for. क्योंकि उनके लिए, जैसा इस्लामाबाद था, एक जमाने में इस्लामाबाद में गाड़ी के बगैर तो ट्रेवल ही नहीं हो सकता था, अब तो फिर बस आ गई है। So there was a time that इस्लामाबाद में गाड़ी के बगैर ट्रेवल नहीं हो सकता। It means that was in this city. So this whole scenario actually tells us that where women are standing, what kind of बनेगी actually transportation. उस transportation के within that transportation, how would that be allocated? That tells whether women are taken care of or they're not taken care of. For example, चलिए मैं आपको बताती हूँ, because I'm speaking about this aspect again and again, because this is something I studied in human rights course when I was abroad. और उसके अलावा at the same time, because I'm a mom myself, बस में जा रहे हैं, एक छोटा बच्चा है, न्यूबॉर्न बेबी है, and the mother has to feed. Is our transportation providing that covering facility to her that she can be comfortable with that? Do we think about that? So there are so many other things which we have to think about.
Dr. Saima, हमारे पास time की shortage, we have shortage of time, so we will quickly move on to the next question. For example, एक आखिरी क्वेश्चन मैं आपसे पूछूंगी कि मैटरनल हेल्थ वुमेन हॉस्पिटल्स, इसकी सिचुएशन को कैसे देखती हैं आप पंजाब में? आर दे दीज वुमेन मैटरनल हेल्थ फैसिलिटीज आर प्रोपोर्शनेट टू द पॉपुलेशन साइज ऑफ पंजाब? दिस इज द लास्ट क्वेश्चन।
अच्छा, मुझे as such, if I tell you, ये highlights को मैंने ओपन भी किया अपने साथ, मुझे हेल्थ as such नजर नहीं आ रहा, although हेल्थ की बात तो की गई है, ऐसा नहीं है कि हेल्थ की बात नहीं है, but again with specificity, no, it's not there.
डॉक्टर साइमा, आपने माशाल्लाह बहुत डिटेल में पंजाब को कवरेज आपने दी, पंजाब को आपने रिप्रेजेंट किया। आई विश के हमारा जो एक पूरे पाकिस्तान में एक हार्मनी क्रिएट हो जाए नेक्स्ट बजट में आने वाले दिनों में। सो थैंक यू सो मच डॉक्टर साइमा फॉर योर all the insightful discussion. So we will move on to our next speaker, Professor Sanam Vagana Khattak. We would like to discuss, we would like to listen the views from the KPK side. So Dr. Sanam Vagana, are you there? Dr. Sanam Vagana Khattak. Dr. Sanam, are you there? आज आई थिंक आज हमने डॉक्टर इरफान हुसैन, फाउंडर सीईओ पाकिस्तान इकोनॉमिक फ्रंटियर भी हमारे साथ हैं। आज हमने तमाम प्रोविंसेस को एक अम्ब्रेला के नीचे लेकर आए हैं और इसमें हम एक
Khatak, Wakma.
Sanam I'm really sorry, Dr. Sanam Wagma Khatak. I briefly introduce you. You are representing Department of Economics. So, Dr. Sanam Wagara, without wasting any time, I think we should start now because we shouldn't wait for the connectivity issues. So, my first question is, what specific steps do you think so does the budget take to improve girls' education in conservative or conflict-affected districts of the KPK? Do you think so there are any measures?
Actually, if we talk about the KPK budget, when we say that it should be, is there any representation for the women? So why we are segregating the budget? I mean, the budget should go beyond that. I mean, when we were doing the census, I was the member from the KPK in this recent 2023 digital census. So we are almost the half of the population, some 49%. So when we are saying that is this budget has done something for the women or for the kids, so we are treating ourselves different. If we are talking about the segregation, it should go beyond that. Yes, there are some 55 lakhs kids which is out of school in Peshawar in KPK, and the government has taken declared education emergency in the KPK that the furniture will be provided, and almost I think 90% of the public schools in Peshawar are solarized now, because I have been visiting them when I was collecting the data for the census. So 90% the monitoring system is very good, but still, it's if we are saying that we have like if we say that in budget they are creating schools for the girls or for the women or for the adults, but main thing is not building. I mean, it should go beyond building. Either that money is going to utilize, either that budget is going to operationalize. First, we have to see either there is any road for the building, where they are going to say that we have created a very good building and we have built a building for the schools and we have this much. Is the building accessible for the girls? Because you know the culture of the KPK, like we have little bit of conservative culture. Here the girls cannot go alone. They have to be dependent on their brothers or on their fathers to drop them to the school. Like if we are building, but are we sure that that building is accessible to the girls? Main thing is that. And for this, in this budget, they have provided some 5 billion more subsidy to the education to bring the 55 lakh students who are out of school in KPK. So they will be providing some subsidies to them that I think Dr. Saima also talked about some clean water. They are working on the clean water. They are working on the sanitation problem. The main thing is not creating buildings. Anyways, should go beyond that. Building is nothing. The main thing is either if you are going to build school for the girls in the conservative area, are those buildings, are those schools accessible? Are they operational in terms of transportation, in terms of the availability of the teachers, in terms of the availability of the water? Are they accessible for both, for the disabled students, for the able students? That is the main thing, what I can say.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor Sanam Wagma Khatak. I have one more question for you because we want to listen from the KPK that how the people of the KPK see this budget. For example, my second question is, are there any health or reproductive care initiatives targeted especially for the rural women and female IDPs? Do you think so there are any arrangements in this budget, Dr. Sanam?
Yeah, they have kept some fund for that, but the exact figure is not available. Like they have said that we have started some training and some we have arranged lady health workers for the rural areas. But the main thing is that you know our culture. I told you that there is some in our culture. So first, we have to see that the rural women have the access to the team, is the rural women have access to the centers which they are going to build. There are so many centers. Even I travel inside the KPK in the rural areas, and even in the Pata now, which were previously Pata, now is that Pata. But the main thing is that is the women accessible? Do they have the transportation facilities that they come to the center? And do they also have a language problem? Sometimes the team which they send by the KPK government, they are not like Pathan, they come from outside. The main thing which I advise, because we also arranged a pre-budget seminar in our department before this actual, and we presented some suggestions to the KPK government, to Muzammil Hassan, because he was also present there, that the teams which you are going to give training or access to the rural women reproductive, they should be local, because then there's a barrier. First, then we gave them some suggestions that first, like the rural women, there should be too much child marriage in the Peshawar. Okay, but this topic is not talked. Like women reproductive is a very important issue, but usually it's not given importance in our culture. Like it's considered to be a taboo. Like you cannot discuss this women reproductive system in the hujra, or in the, even it's considered to be a taboo. We have a very large number of girls. They are getting married very early. So how, when they are getting married in 12 and 13, as soon as they get the puberty, they are get married. We have this culture. I'm not talking about the exceptional cases. So how can a child can raise their own children? Our mother is also 13, 14 years old. So this is like they are trying their level best, but we still have some cultural issues, some Islamic and some taboo issues, which are not very much discussed openly. And second, I suggestion gave to them that there should be no tax on the hygienic products, like the sanitary products, teams. Why they are putting this money? They are making it difficult for the women to maintain their hygiene. So all the taxes from the hygienic product should be removed. And even it's something not related, but I even criticize the tax of cosmetic as well. Okay, if there is a taxation on the cosmetic, imported cosmetic, that's okay. But we have some local brands like the Swiss Miss and this Rivaj and this. No, women has the right to beautify. Okay, why this not considered to be a luxury?
Yes, बहुत sensitive issue open कर लिया आपने.
So, but not on the macro level, it should target the micro level.
Yeah, makeup is very much important for the girls. So it should be taxed. अगर government इस पे tax लगा दे तो काफी earning भी हो सकती है.
ये बात तो है, बट लेकिन जाती है ना, और women को तो practice बात करते हैं तो इट्स समथिंग आई मीन इट्स ऑफ द ब्रॉडर लेवल. इसमें आपकी हर एक चीज हाइजीन भी आ जाती है, आपकी हर एक वो आ जाती है. तो क्यों हम उन प्रोडक्ट्स को वो कर रहे हैं जो कि विमेन हाइजीन के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. दूसरी बात, अगर आपने उसकी बात की मतलब रूरल विमेन के लिए वो क्या कर सकते हैं. देखिए, मैं जब सेंसस में डेटा कलेक्ट कर रही थी, आपको यकीन नहीं आएगा, हमारे केपीके का इस तरह का माहौल है कि यहाँ पे लोग बेटियों का बताते भी नहीं है. जब उनसे पूछते थे ना आपके घर में कितने बच्चे हैं, मतलब उसके लिए, तो कहते थे 8 बेटे या 7 बेटे. तो मैं उनसे कहती थी, कहते हम बेटियों को बताते भी नहीं है. तो यहाँ पर तो अंडर एस्टिमेशन भी है. इवन मतलब दे फील शाई टू टेल अबाउट देयर नंबर ऑफ डॉटर्स एज वेल. मतलब वो तो दूर की. तो आप सोचे जब ये लेवल होगा कि लोग अपनी बेटियों को बताते भी नहीं है कि कितनी तादाद में बेटी है, वो उनको शर्म समझते हैं कि ये मतलब घर की औरतों की बातें. तो आप ये कैसे एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं कि हम उनके लिए कोई बहुत ज्यादा वो नहीं होता, कोई मेजर ब्रेक थ्रू हो जाएगा और वो फौरन से चेंज हो जाएंगे. अभी हमें बहुत काम करना है. ठीक है, एक तो हमारे कल्चर बैरियर्स हैं, एक हमारे टेबू बैरियर्स, ये इस्लामिक बैरियर्स हैं. तो अगर हम सेंटर्स बना भी दें, तो द मेन थिंग इज हाउ दे कैन बी ऑपरेशनल. बनाना कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. सेंटर्स 10 बना देंगे हम, 15 बना देंगे. असल बात ये कि वहां पे स्टाफ मौजूद है, क्या उनके पास इक्विपमेंट्स हैं, उनके पास मटेरियल्स हैं, और उनकी एक्सेसिबिलिटी है उन घरों में जहाँ पे वो रूरल खवातीन बैठती हैं. क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ रूरल खवातीन बाहर नहीं जाती, वो डिपेंडेंट होती, वो शॉपिंग पे भी हस्बैंड पे डिपेंडेंट होती. वही उनको कपड़े ला के देते हैं, वही उनको जूते ला के देती. इवन दे आर नॉट अलाउड टू गो आउट फॉर द मेन थिंग. और इनकी प्रेगनेंसी भी घर में होती है. आपको पता है, खवातीन मतलब एक बूढ़ी, जैसे पुराने जमाने में नहीं होता था घर में वो आ जाती थी ना, दाई आ जाती. तो वो आप प्रेग्नेंट, उसमें अक्सर डेथ भी हो जाती है. जाहिर सिजेरियन केसेस होते हैं, फिर तो उसको हैंडल नहीं कर पाते. तो अब इस तरह के हालात होंगे तो आप कैसे एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं कि हम कोई जो है बजट में कुछ होगा या ब्रेक थ्रू के लिए हम कर सकते.
सो आपने सनम बगमा बिल्कुल ठीक बात आपने की है. तो अगर मैं आपसे एक और क्वेश्चन अगर कर लूं कि हाउ डज द बजट सपोर्ट वोकेशनल ट्रेनिंग for the women in KPK to integrate them into the workforce? जैसे भी हम बात कर रहे थे पंजाब के हवाले से कि वहां पर ऐसे कोई स्पेशल इनिशिएटिव नहीं लिए गए कि एंटरप्रेन्योर्स में या कुछ इस तरह वुमेन्स को सामने लेके आया जाए, तो आपको लगता है कि केपीके में कुछ ऐसा हो रहा है? क्योंकि हमें ह्यूमन आई से लगता है कि केपीके प्रोविंस बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा है, ट्रांसपेरेंसी ज्यादा है। So do you
यहाँ
think?
पे टेफ्टा वाले हैं, नेफ्टेक है, वो काफी ट्रेनिंग्स दे रहे हैं कंप्यूटर और ये मेकअप पे। इवन मेरी 2-3 फ्रेंड्स है, वो भी उन्होंने भी वो प्रोजेक्ट लिया है, तो वो काफी अच्छे तरीके से यहाँ पे नेफ्टेक स्पेशली जो है ट्रेनिंग्स ज्यादा पॉपुलर है और लोगों से बहुत ज्यादा फायदा उठा रहे हैं। लेकिन देखिए, हम सिर्फ ये क्यों कह रहे हैं कि अगर हम रूरल वुमेन की बात करें, वर्किंग वुमेन की भी अपनी प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं। अब हमारे अब पेशावर में आपको पता है कि जाहिर है विमेन पे जो वर्क फोर्स है वो इंक्रीज हो रहा है, तो यहाँ पे ना कोई डे केयर फैसिलिटी है, ना यहाँ पे कोई वर्किंग वुमेन हॉस्टल्स हैं, तो ये भी बहुत सारे खवातीन इस वजह से भी यहाँ रिजाइन कर देती हैं कि उनके लिए यहाँ फैसिलिटी नहीं है। ठीक है, रूरल वुमेन के लिए है, वहाँ पे मुख्तलिफ किस्म के एनजीओज है। इवन मैंने भी 2-3 उसके साथ काम किया था, जब हाँ जहाँ पे हमारी खवातीन होती हैं जो दस्तकारी करती हैं या जो एम्ब्रॉयडरी करती हैं, जिसको हम कल्चरल ट्रेसेस भी कहते हैं ना, हमारे वो सॉरी जियोग्राफिकल जो ट्रेसेस भी होती हैं, तो उनके लिए वो ये होता है कि सेंटर्स होते हैं। लेकिन वंस अगेन वहाँ मैनेजमेंट को देखा जाता है, जो सेंटर्स अक्सर जो सेंटर्स चला रहे होते हैं, तो वो भी आपको नहीं पता होता कि वो भी उनको एक्सप्लॉइट कर रहे होते हैं, मतलब उनसे काम बहुत ज्यादा ले रहे होते हैं, उनको पेमेंट सही नहीं दे रहे होते। तो यही इफेक्टिव मैनेजमेंट की भी तो जरूरत होती है ना। सिर्फ मैंने आपसे कहा ना कि बिल्डिंग बना लेना, स्कूल बना लेना, सेंटर बनाना काफी नहीं होता, आप उसको रन कैसे कर रहे हैं। असल बात ये होती है हाउ दे आर रनिंग यू, क्या वो सही तरीके से उसको मैनेज कर रहा है। तो यहाँ पे सिर्फ ये नहीं कि मैं ये नहीं समझती कि रूरल वुमेन को तो ठीक है, लेकिन यहाँ वर्किंग वुमेन का भी उतना ही हक है जितना हमारे रूरल। दोनों की प्रॉब्लम्स अलग अलग हैं, लेकिन अलग नौयत अलग अलग है। तो
जी।
केपीके में तो दोनों को प्रॉब्लम्स है, चाहे वो वर्क रूरल हो या चाहे वो अर्बन हो, दे फेस। इवन आई we are only 2 faculty members, female faculty members in the Department of Economics। यहाँ पर भी हमारे यहाँ जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, अगर आप देखें यूनिवर्सिटीज में केपीके में, तो आपको ज्यादा तादाद मेल की नजर आएगी, मतलब कहीं डिपार्टमेंट में आपको 2-3 खवातीन नजर आएंगी मेल। तो अभी भी स्टिल हमारे यहाँ जो वो चीज है वो नहीं होती, वो मेल डोमिनेटेड।
मेल डोमिनेंस अभी भी हर जगह नजर आ रही है।
इवन हमें लोग कहते हैं कि आपने सीट क्यों खराब की, इस तरह के कमेंट्स हम सुनते हैं मेल्स से कि ये जगह तो किसी मर्द को मिलनी थी। तो क्या वो मर्द, बस मर्द का ही हक है वो करने का? क्या कोई खातून प्रोफेसर नहीं बन सकती? तो
हमने ये अगेन एक बहुत सेंसिटिव इशू हमने ओपन कर लिया है कि वुमेन शायद कोई अलायंस बना रही है। खैर ऐसी बात नहीं, मेल्स के भी अपने होते हैं राइट्स, होते हैं, फीमेल्स के भी राइट्स हैं। और ऑफ कोर्स पंजाब में, आई एम सिटिंग इन द पंजाब एंड आई कैन सी द मोर मेल डोमिनेंस इज हियर, and it is very difficult for a woman to come forward and contribute, and she has to struggle a lot. Our women are struggling at homes, and even I see they're also struggling outside as well. So I think government should consider all these constraints as well, and they should address this problem in all the budgets, and I think there should be some policies. So Dr. Professor Sanam, आप बिल्कुल ठीक कह रही है। लास्ट क्वेश्चन, हमारे पास टाइम की शॉर्टेज है, लास्ट क्वेश्चन मैं आपसे करना चाहूंगी कि ट्रांसपोर्ट के हवाले से, जैसे अभी पंजाब की भी हम बात कर रहे थे, डॉक्टर साइमा बात कर रही थी, आपको लगता है कि पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट और मोबिलिटी ऑफ द इज सेफ और एंड फोकसिंग ऑन द जेंडर सेंसिटिव प्रोग्राम्स इन द रिसेंट बजट ऑफ द केपीके?
जी, यहाँ पे एक स्कीम शुरू हुई थी पिछले गवर्नमेंट में, बीआरटी के नाम से। वो शुरू में तो हम लोग टू मच।
डॉक्टर सैमा, आपसे बड़ी अच्छी डिस्कशन चल रही थी डॉक्टर सनम, लेकिन अभी मेरे ख्याल से आपकी कनेक्टिविटी इश्यूज आके चले एक प्रोग्राम करते हुए ये भी आइडिया हो जाता है कि किस सूबे में, किस प्रोविंस में कनेक्टिविटी बिल्कुल स्मूथ है। अभी रिसेंटली हमारा चाइना के साथ एक सेशन से हुआ था, सिंपोजियम, एंड इट वाज टोटली स्मूथ फ्रॉम मॉर्निंग टू इवनिंग, बट इन दिस टुडे यहाँ पे बारिश है, तो आइडिया हो रहा है कि पूरे पाकिस्तान की इस वक्त सूरत हाल क्या है। So we should need to address this issue as well. Professor Sanam Bagma, are you there? No. So बहुत अच्छी डिस्कशन रही डॉक्टर सनम बगमा के साथ, बहुत अच्छे उनके बारे में हमें सुनने में मिला कि केपीके में क्या हो रहा है। एंड आई थिंक अगर डॉक्टर गुल गिटाई हमारे साथ
जी,
है,
डॉक्टर सनम दोबारा मैंने ज्वाइन किए। जी
जी डॉक्टर इरफान हुसैन, वेलकम
जी
टू द सेशन।
डॉक्टर साहब दोबारा ज्वाइन किया इन्होंने, वो शायद वो इंटरनेट का इशू हो गया था। जी डॉक्टर
हाँ
साहब, जी डॉक्टर साहब आप हमें सुन रही हैं?
जी जी, अब आपकी
प्लीज,
आवाज आ रही थी,
जी
डिस्कनेक्ट
प्लीज
हो।
आप कंटिन्यू करें, हम आपको सुनना चाह रहे थे, प्लीज।
वो इन्होंने ट्रांसपोर्टेशन का पूछा था, मैं उनसे, मैं इनको वो कर लेती हूँ, कंटिन्यू कर लेती हूँ। यहाँ पे एक प्रोजेक्ट स्टार्ट हुआ था लास्ट गवर्नमेंट में, जो था BRT के नाम से। तो शुरू में हमने भी उसको काफी क्रिटिसाइज किया था, क्योंकि उसको सब्सिडी बहुत ज्यादा दी जा रही थी। लेकिन बाद में जब हमने खुद उसमें ट्रैवल किया, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा। मतलब एक तो वो एसीज बसेज हैं, उसमें वाईफाई और इंटरनेट भी अवेलेबल है, और बहुत ज्यादा खवातीन के लिए जो है, ड्राइवर के लिए बिल्कुल एक अलग सीट बनाई हुई है। तो उससे काफी लोग जो है बहुत बेहतर है। बल्कि मैं आपको एक थोड़ा सा आउट ऑफ वो बता देती हूँ, कि लोग कहते थे कि हमने सिर्फ दूसरी बार गवर्नमेंट को इसलिए मुंतखब किया, जो अभी गवर्नमेंट है करंट, कि BRT की वजह से किया। मतलब लोग उस ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सिस्टम से इतने खुश हैं, BRT के उससे सर्विस से, कि लोग कहते हैं कि ये जो है ना, ये सबसे अच्छा कारनामा है इनका। तो अभी इस बजट में भी मैं देख रही थी, तो उन्होंने उसके लिए 2 बिलियन जो है वो एक्स्ट्रा रखे हुए, मतलब सब्सिडी उसको दी हुई है। लेकिन मैं फिर भी समझती हूँ कि जिस तरह सिंध में है, और जिस तरह पंजाब में एक अलग बस सर्विस है, पिंक, आई थिंक पिंक टैक्सी एंड पिंक बस, कुछ इस तरह की स्कीम्स हैं पंजाब में और उसमें सिंध में। तो इस तरह की अलग से वो भी जो है वो इंट्रोड्यूस होनी चाहिए KPK में भी। लेकिन अभी भी जो एग्जिस्टिंग सिस्टम है, स्पेशली BRT, मैं BRT की बात, जो कि गवर्नमेंट ने एक वो बनाया था, तो उससे काफी लोग जो है खुश हैं, और बहुत ज्यादा जो है उसको पजीराई मिल रही है। और उसकी वजह से जो है टैक्सीज का, और जो वो नहीं थे वैगन और बंस, इनका कारोबार बड़ा खराब हुआ है। वो बहुत ज्यादा जो है नाराज हैं, बहुत ज्यादा कर्ज कर रहे हैं BRT को।
सो प्रोफेसर सनम, थैंक यू सो मच। बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके, और आज स्पेशली दैट्स अ वेरी गुड इनिशिएटिव कि प्रोविंसेस हमें सुनने को आप मिल रहे हैं, कि प्रोविंशियल
जी
लेवल पे हम बात कर रहे हैं, और स्पेशली वुमेन्स बात कर रही हैं इस पे, कि वुमेन्स इसको कैसे देखती हैं इस बजट को, कि उनके लिए क्या स्पेशल इनिशिएटिव लिए गए। सो डॉक्टर गुल गिटाई इज देयर?
Yes, I'm here.
डॉक्टर गुलगुटाई, थोड़ा सा और आपसे बात करने को दिल चाह रहा है।
Please.
Dr. Gulgudai, a question, especially as you are representing Balochistan, and I think we haven't paid much attention to Balochistan. So, आपको क्या लगता है हेल्थ बजट में, स्पेशली मैटरनल हेल्थ को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए रिमोट एरियाज में बलूचिस्तान में, कि अच्छा, सबसे पहले तो मेरा सवाल है, आप बलूचिस्तान को रिप्रेजेंट करिए, आप मुझे बताएं कि क्या पूरा बलूचिस्तान, सारा बलूचिस्तान, इसको तवज्जो देने की की जरूरत है, या सिर्फ रिमोट एरियाज में? और इसके बाद मैटरनल हेल्थ को आप क्या देखते हैं कि रिसेंट बजट में कैसे देखा गया है?
Thank you for asking me this question. As far as the health sector is concerned, then the health sector has seen overall around 16.4% increase in the development allocation. However, the budget does not reflect a separate allocation for maternal and reproductive health, particularly for women in rural and remote areas of Balochistan. As the budget speech of the finance minister mentioned that the recruitment of female staff and upgradation of the healthcare infrastructure was mentioned, but burn units, ICUs, trauma centers, they just discussed about that. But maternal health, specifically for the women in terms of prenatal and postnatal services or midwifery trainings were not mentioned. But they just mentioned that in remote or rural areas, this is needed, that there should be mobile health units. So such initiatives were not included. Therefore, due to these critical omissions, with respect to Balochistan's high mortality, maternity, and infant mortality rate in undeserved districts, such important things were not mentioned. Thank you. So as far as Balochistan is concerned, like remote and far-flung rural areas needs more consideration, because one of the participants just asked regarding that why we are gender sensitive in this manner. So gender sensitivity is important if we want our budget responsiveness in order to promote gender equality in formulating public policies, while in order to make the budget process equal to promote the equality and in order to meet the SDGs of 5 equality, gender equality. Thank you.
तो डॉक्टर गुरकुटाई एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगी कि प्रेजेंट बजट में फॉर एग्जांपल प्रोविजन अबाउट द प्रोविजन ऑफ फीमेल स्टाफ डू यू थिंक सो देयर इज अ सेपरेट फैसिलिटी in the government hospitals and schools, and you also discussed
Yes, they have mentioned that in this recent budget, they had mentioned that we have allocated funds for females, girls hostels, as well as the private rooms for the female staff in hospitals, etc.
So, Dr. Gulgutai, बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके, बहुत अच्छे हमें बलूचिस्तान को सुनने का मौका मिला, सबसे ज्यादा जो खुशी की बात है.
Thank you so very much for having me once again.
You are most welcome, and I hope so. We will continue listening you again and again. So,
Dr. Asma, can I interview, please?
Yeah, Dr. Sabina Khalil, you are most welcome. You are most respectable.
Thank you so much, Dr. Asma, I have to leave in just 5 minutes time. So I'd like to say something more about this budget.
Yes,
I like to add here that there are some key features of the Sindh budgets, right? This time.
Yes,
so the proposed 12 to 10% ad hoc relief allowance for government employees and 8% pension increase. This is basically it's going to benefit not only women but men and women both. I mean, this is in general beneficial for genders. I mean, both male and female. And another thing is that the enhanced convent allowance for differently abled employees and clearance of the outstanding pension dues. So this is also in the benefit of men and women both. And there are rupees 149.9 billions. They are earmarked as the grant in aid for health units and institutions. Maybe it includes the education institutions or other institutions. It's not specified. So this is also beneficial, I mean, both for men and women. And so as somebody said that you cannot say that the whole budget can be divided into, which is basically benefiting only the women or the men. So these are all those features which are at the same time benefiting male and female both in the society. So here, what is this? Education, 523.73 billion are educated. It is 12.4% enhancement from the last year. So this is also a very good step that has been taken. But I like to mention here, there are some, I mean, this is kind of a recommendations on my part, is that there is a lack of disaggregated data. Most budgets, they do not report gender-specific allocation in a very standardized way. So this has to be taken very seriously so that we women who are mostly, I mean, it is a fact that 50% of the population, or maybe some more, 51, 52, I don't know, half of the population of the country, it should be, the budget should be made on the equity and equality basis both. So how can it be done? We need to have the disaggregated data. So the limited integration of the gender analysis into the budget planning process, it's another problem. I mean, integration has to be there. The policies that the government made, which originates from the budget given annually, so it has to be planned in a very gender-specific way by integrating the gender analysis in it. Because, we are at the receiving end. Half of the population is at the receiving end in all sense. And also there is no institutionalized GRB framework in provincial finance department. So So if you really need to give benefit to, and also work in the welfare of the women specifically, these steps need to be taken. One thing which has been done by the Sindh government this time is that for the first time, they have called it the gender tagged budget, how the progress and contradiction has been taken, but taken into account. I mean, this is a very positive step that they have introduced the gender tagging in the national as well as the provincial budget. So this is a very progressive step, as far as I know. So this is basically like signaling a commitment to address gender disparities through targeted investment. But it is not possible to materialize this kind of a step unless the government has a proper way and of having the systematic data, and which has to be very disaggregated. So it should be taken care of. You see, what has happened is that the allocation for this year, the allocation for equality and the quality of education, it's a very critical area for girls' empowerment. But it has been reduced from, on the one side, this budget has been called as the gender tagged budget, but on the other hand, this is a kind of a contradiction in this budget, that the allocation of this critical area of quality and equality of education for the purpose of empowering the girls, it has been reduced from rupees 27.2 billion last year to rupees 22.29 billion. So it's almost 16% cut in the budget. So it undermines the very objective of gender responsive budgeting. So if we are really truly truly accelerate or increase the action for gender equality, such as such kind of a reduction would be, it should be reconsidered. And also the symbolic kind of an advancement between, it must be matched with substantive and the sustained financial commitments, especially in education, where the returns for girls and the families and as a nation as a whole. I mean, it should be very profound. I like to give some few recommendations, like a prioritized development budget for girls' school. This has to be, I mean, instead of saying that we have allocated or the increase in the allocation of education sector, it has not been addressed that how much of this allocation is going to really benefit the girls. So I would rather argue that we need to allocate a higher share of development budgets to address this kind of, there are so many missing facilities in girls' schools particularly.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
especially in the middle and the secondary level. So it has to be taken care of, or maybe the budget could revise the allocated amount and very specifically mention how much is going to go for the welfare of or the betterment of the better facilities to be provided to girls. And also there is an investment increase in the funding for transportation stipend also, and the female teacher recruitment, safety measures, and the other hygienic problems. It has to be there, but this has not been very specifically mentioned. And so these are some suggestions on my part. And Dr. Asma, once again, I like to thank you for
You're welcome, मैम. आपसे जब भी बात करते हैं बड़ा अच्छा लगता है.
Okay. You see, we need to remember one thing, all of us, is that education financing, it is more than a fiscal exercise. It is a moral commitment. So if Pakistan is to meet its constitutional and the international obligations, we are the signatory of so many international I mean, there are so many things which we have been committing at the international level, and it's part of a constitution as well. So it must put girls at the center of education, planning, and budgeting. So this is something which I wanted to share with. And since I have to leave, Dr. Asma, I once again thank you, and also thank Dr. Irfan for inviting me for this very interesting as well as very important webinar. And I'm really very glad to have heard what my colleagues and friends from the other provinces have said, especially Punjab and Balochistan. So, and also from Peshawar, Sanam is known to me very well, and thank you all for listening to me. And
thank you so much, Professor Samina Khalil, for such an insightful speech. As the time is up, and I think if there are not any questions, we can wrap up our discussion. So there are no questions. Okay. Before wrapping up all the discussion, I would like to thank all my key speakers, especially, and if the Dr. Irfan, do you want to say something? Do you to conclude the session?
ओके थैंक यू डॉक्टर अस्मा फॉर जस्ट अ ह्यूज सेशन। और आज का सेशन तो वैसे भी थोड़ा सा अनसर्टेन हो गया था, वो वेदर की वजह से। हैवी रेन एट इस्लामाबाद, इधर लिया पंजाब, और काफ़ी ज़्यादा मौसम की वजह से, और ये हमारे बस में नहीं था। बट इट्स ऑल क्रेडिट गोज टू यू कि आपने इसको बड़ा अच्छे तरीके से मैनेज किया। अच्छा, इसमें मैं सामा इलियास का शुक्रिया अदा करूंगा, उन्होंने हमें एजीके से ज्वाइन किया। अनफॉर्चुनेटली मौसम की वजह से वो नहीं आ पाई। और सेकंडली डॉक्टर गुल साहबा का, मैं जो बलूचिस्तान से जो हमें ज्वाइन किया, मुझे बहुत इस चीज़ की खुशी है। और मैं बताना भी चाहूँगा कि डॉक्टर गुल साहबा जो हैं, ये बलूचिस्तान की वाहिद पहली फीमेल हैं जो फाइनेंस में इन्होंने पीएचडी की है। अभी तक पूरे बलूचिस्तान में कोई भी ऐसी फीमेल नहीं है जिसने पीएचडी फाइनेंस में की हो। तो ये क्रेडिट डॉक्टर गुल साहबा को जाता है, जिन्होंने मेहनत की और मलेशिया से इन्होंने पीएचडी कंप्लीट की। थर्डली, जो डॉक्टर सैमा खान है, वो चेयरपर्सन है ग्लोबल स्टडीज़ डिपार्टमेंट जीसी यूनिवर्सिटी लाहौर से, उन्होंने हमें ज्वाइन किया, उनका बहुत ज़्यादा शुक्रिया। और डॉक्टर सनम खटक साहबा, ये माशाल्लाह बहुत ज़्यादा वाइब्रेंट हैं। इनका डिफरेंट जो सेंसेस हैं उसमें काफ़ी ज़्यादा रोल है। इवन जो हमारी जो लास्ट सेंसेस हुई हैं, इसके अंदर इनका बहुत बड़ा की रोल था इसको इम्प्लीमेंट करने में। तो मैं उनका बहुत ज़्यादा शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ। डॉक्टर समीना खलील साहबा किसी भी तारीफ की मुताज नहीं है। वो तो माशाल्लाह पहले हमारी एक बड़ी रोल मॉडल हैं। और ये जो एक वीमेन का जो एक पर्सपेक्टिव था, जो एक बजट का, ये सारा का सारा जो आइडिया है डॉक्टर अस्मा आरिफ साहबा का था। जब मेरी लास्ट टाइम इनसे डिस्कशन हुई कि बजट के हवाले से एक सेशन होना चाहिए यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ वाह का और पाकिस्तान इस्लामिक फ्रंटियर का, तो मैडम साहबा ने ये कहा कि बजट पे तो काफ़ी सेशन हो रहे हैं, व्हाई नॉट कि हम वीमेंस पे करें। और बिल्कुल हम इसको लेग डाउन कर रहे हैं। हम डिफरेंट सेशन करते रहते हैं, डिफरेंट बजट पे डिबेट्स होती रहती है, लेकिन ना वीमेन जो है वो एज अ पैनलिस्ट आ रही हैं, और ना उनका जो पर्सपेक्टिव है वो बताया जा रहा है। इवन वो 55% होल पॉपुलेशन पे उनकी है शेयर है, तो उसके बावजूद बजट में क्या कुछ उनके बारे में है। तो फिर हमने फिर प्लान किया कि व्हाई नॉट कि वी मूव टुवर्ड डिफरेंट प्रोविंस ऑफ पाकिस्तान, फ्रॉम एजे के पंजाब सिंध केपी बलूचिस्तान, ताकि उनका पर्सपेक्टिव देखा जाए कि वो अपने अपने जो प्रोविंस का जो बजट है उसके बारे में वो क्या राय रखती हैं और उनको बजट कैसे इफेक्ट करता है। तो आई थिंक दिस इज अ यूनिक एंड नोवेल आइडिया दैट इज जनरेटेड बाय डॉक्टर अस्मा आरिफ, और ये क्रेडिट सारा इनको जाता है। तो ओवरऑल थैंक यू तमाम पार्टिसिपेंट्स का जिन्होंने हमें ज्वाइन किया, और इतना जो एक 1.5 घंटे का जो टाइम था, इसको हमने एक पूरा प्रोडक्टिव बनाने रखा। थैंक यू, जज़ाकल्लाह।
Thank you so much, Dr. Irfan Hussain. I think we can wrap up now. The time is up. And again, I am again thankful to all the key speakers, and they represented their provinces. And today we have taken the initiative to be united. And I think we should be Pakistanis, and then we are Pathan, Punjabis, Hindi, and that's it. And we should promote this idea that we are one all over the Pakistan. So thank you, all the speakers, and I hope so we will continue organizing such events again and again, and we would discuss on different issues and from different perspectives, and that's all. So thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you. Allah Hafiz. Take care.